Hello everyone, welcome to Egbe-Etu tutorial. Our focus in today's video is on Tableau. I would show you how to use dynamic zone visibility in Tableau to make your dashboards smarter, cleaner, and more interactive. Whether you're building filters, toggles, or showing different views based on user input, dynamic zone visibility is a game changer. And I'll walk you through how to use it step by step. Let's dive in. Dashboard space is valuable, especially when you want to progressively reveal insights about data. With dynamic zone visibility, you can hide or reveal zones based on tiled or floating dashboard elements specified on the value of a field or parameter. So here is a dashboard I've created on the US housing market, the median sales price. And what you're looking at right now is the median sales price for homes across the US. We could see all the different states, including Hawaii. Now, if I click on California, for example, based on the dynamic zone visibility, it's going to give me the home prices for the individual cities present in California. If I click on it again, that basically disappears. And it gives me this neat and clean dashboard where I can visualize the information one at a time. As you interact, zones on your dashboard appear or disappear. The result is a dynamic dashboard that doesn't compromise your desired layout. The data for this dashboard, I got it from Zillow house price data from 2020. And the goal here was to show the median home prices across the US and then being able to see what the prices are for each city when you click on a state. So I would teach you in this tutorial video how to create a similar dashboard like this, and you can apply it to any other data set or problem that you want to use dynamic zone visibility for. The data set that we would use for this tutorial can be found in the YouTube description below. Please remember to like and subscribe to the channel. Let's get started. So make sure you have your Tableau opened up and then just go ahead and download the data set, which is a Microsoft Excel, and then import that into Tableau. All right, so this is how your data set looks like. You can see the sale ID, the region name, the state name, the size rank, as well as the sales price. So remember, we're going to be doing two things today. The first is we're going to create a map that shows us the median sales price across the US. The second, we're going to create a bar chart that shows us the home prices for the cities in these different states. So go on to your sheet 1. And remember, the first chart we have to create is a map. Now, when you look at the variables you have on your worksheet, you can see the discrete variables or the qualitative variables, as well as the numeric variables, which are associated with the green hashtag symbols. And you could see the qualitative ones are all blue, ABC, right? And this is a sale ID, it's a number, but it sees it as a quantity. It also sees it as a quantitative variable, right? As well as the region ID. but these are not continuous variables. So that's why they're not in green. Now, to create our map, we need a geographic, we need a geographic variable. And our state name, as you can see, is a text. So we need to convert this into a geographic variable. So right-click on it, go to geographic role, and select state/province. So automatically, this will change that from a text to a geographic variable. So you can see that map symbol there. It also generates a longitude and latitude. So Tableau has the longitude and latitude of most countries saved in it. So all you need to do is, if you're trying to generate it, when you follow the steps I just showed you, it will automatically bring out that latitude and longitude for those, in this situation, the states in America. Now let's go ahead and create the map that shows the median home sale price by state. So double click on the state. Okay, and you can see we've populated it here with all the states present in our data. So we do not have Vermont and Alaska in the data set. So these two states will not be shown in this data because it's not present in our actual data set. But all the other states, including Hawaii, we have them here. Now drag the sale price to the color shelf. So now we can see the sales price for all the different states. But if you notice, this is given to us as the sum. So we've taken the sum of all the home sale prices in the state of California or Nevada or Arizona or even Texas. But we want the median sale price. So click on it and change it from sum to median. Now you see it changes. So now we have $528,000 in terms of the median sale price. We're just going to do some formatting to include the $, right? And make our tooltip look better. So let's start with including the $. All right, so we have that there. So let's clean this out. So, yep. All right, that's how I like it to look. Ooh, no, it's too much. So maybe, no, let's use 15 here. Yes, 15 is better. All right, so that is perfect there for tooltip. The next thing we're going to do is let's take out all the other countries, right? So we can only just keep the view on America. So right click, go to background layers, and just click on the washout, drag that to 100%. So it automatically takes out all the other countries or areas around it. Now I will like to zoom in. So I could just have it on. We'll deal with Hawaii later on. So then we'll put this here. I'm also going to format and take out all the border lines because if you see here, we have all these border lines, so we want to take all of that out. So you turn on the column and row divider, turn that off. That takes out all the border lines, so you can see our chart is looking clean and sweet. Now, the next thing we'll go ahead to do is to create a parameter. A parameter is a workbook variable, such as a number, date, or string that can replace a constant value in a calculation, filter, or reference line. So this parameter that we would create would be a Boolean, true or false, that helps us to toggle that between two different zones, right? When we click on it, it shows us a particular zone. When we click on it again, it turns that zone off and only shows us the first zone. So right click on this area, click on create parameter. Let's call that hide zone with parameter. Then change the data type to Boolean. Then the current value should be false. Then click OK. So that's it there. We're going to create a calculated field, and the calculated field would just store the calculation for the dynamic zone visibility. All it's just storing is true, nothing complex. All right. So then what I want you to do is drag that calc for dynamic zone visibility, which we just created, into the detail shelf. Right. So that's where we want it. Now we do need to create a title, or put a title for our chart. So take this out, we would say US. So I would like this to be all right, so my main title will be 20. I would reduce this one to 12, right? And I would use Tableau book for it. So that's basically it. So I'm using 20 and Tableau book for the title of the chart, and then 12 and Tableau book for the instructions, which is, if you wanted to interact with the chart, click a state to view the city level home prices. But the actual title of my chart, I'm using Tableau bold, and the font size is 20. Remember to set all the font color to black. And then we're using left align. So apply, okay. So you could see that there. I believe we're done. So we're just going to rename our sheet to sale price by state. Or let's just say state. Now, remember we have Hawaii here, but it's not possible for us to show Hawaii in this same chart. So we're going to duplicate this worksheet in order to allow us to zoom into Hawaii alone. So duplicate, and then just make sure you have it selected on this tool that allows you to drag the map around or pan. So then we'll just go to Hawaii, and we'll go back to the zoom area, and we'll zoom on Hawaii to make it bigger. And I'll just put it back on pan. and bring that up. So that's Hawaii. And then I would change this to Hawaii. So that's how we do that there. So we're officially done with creating the maps to show all the states, including Hawaii. Now we have to create another sheet that would show the bar chart, sales price by city. So this icon here creates a new sheet. So just click on it. And then for our bar chart, sales price by city, so drag the sales price to your columns. And then the region name, because that's where all the cities, so the cities are saved as region name in this data. So drag this to rows. Just click on add all members. And that's what you have here. You would notice that on the bottom right-hand side, it says 69 nulls. That's because some of the states do not have any sales, sorry, some of the cities do not have any sales price data, right? So probably it wasn't collected or something. So we're just going to say show data at default position. So that would, kind of take out those null values. Now I want to filter it so that I can have the price for, the highest sales price all the way to the lowest one. So filter this, and you could see Los Altos, which is in California, has the highest sales price for a home. Now what is remaining here is we could format this chart and make it look good and better. So I would start off with taking out we already know it's sales price, so we don't need that axis title anymore. I'd hide the region name. And then I'm going to format the color to be black. And maybe my font size should be 10. All right. So because I'm doing this on the sheet, and the worksheet is going to change the font size for the entire bar chart. So let me make sure that I am using Tableau book. Yes, I'm using Tableau book. All right. Now the next thing we want to do is to make sure we have the currency symbol on the x-axis. So right click there, format. This should be currency 0.1 places. So you can see that we now have that currency symbol there. Then we also don't want to see the region name. All we just want to see is the price when you hover on the dashboard. So go to your, on your bar chart, go to tooltip, take out the region name, take out the sales price too. So let's make that Tableau bold. And let's use 15. Make this black. And preview, yeah. Okay, so you could see whenever I hover on it now, I just have the price. I already know that I'm at Newport Beach, so this is going to be $1.8 million. All right. So the next thing we'll just do is to rename the worksheet. So sales price by city. Okay, so we have all of that. Do not worry about the sheet title, because we will not really be needing that when we create our dashboard. Now, the other thing we would do is, let's take out the grid lines. Hopefully we don't have any, or sorry, the borders. Yeah, so we don't have any of those borders done. But I don't want the axis ruler for the rows. Not the rows, I think the columns instead. So access row, not, yeah, so we don't want this one. We could take that off. We could keep the one for, I think for the rows, which is here, we could keep that on. So I'm just putting that on there. Nice and sweet. All right, so we can close that. Now let's go to the dashboard. So this next button here allows us to create a new dashboard. Now, whenever you create a new dashboard, please make sure you set the size of your dashboard. So if you come here, change it to fixed size, and the custom should be a laptop browser, 800 by 600 for the width and the height. And then drag a vertical container. So I like to use a container because it helps to keep everything organized and together. So we'll drag a vertical container and we'll place it in there. Now drag your sales price by state and put it into the vertical container. So this is how it will look like. So come here, make sure you click on the actual legend itself and not the entire container. So just the legend, drop down, make it floating, and let's drag it all the way down here. And then let's delete that. So I would like to have this a little bit centered at the top. So just zoom in and then I will pan this view and take it up a little bit. Yes, I like it there. So I am going to include another vertical container to allow us show Hawaii, right? So you could just include that there, make it floating as well. And we could reduce the size. So we can move this out of the way a little bit. Okay. Now let's drag our Hawaii and put it in there. So initially the title for that sheet would want to take the whole space, but we could just click on the drop down arrow here and remove the title. Then you get Hawaii in there. So it's looking nice and clean, right? You could also decide if you wanted to drag it really close to to the rest of the states, you could do that, or you could leave it there. The other thing is we could take this and move it back up here. So it's kind of like really at the top instead of being down here. So that anybody that clicks on it would just kind of see the median sale price there. So maybe we can move this one. Oops, nope. So just hold your shift key and then just drag it so we can move it really close to. Then the other thing I could do is we could put a border on it. Oh, no, doesn't look cool. So I'll take the border away. But I think I could leave it like that though. It looks good like that. Okay, so now we need to bring in the sales price by city. But before we do that, let's make sure we activate that dynamic zone visibility parameter on our dashboard. So click on the entire dashboard, go to worksheet, actions, add action, change parameter. So call this dynamic zone action. So we want this to be on our dashboard. right? Make sure the two areas are selected. Your target should be the high zone with parameter and then the calculation. So set the value to false. Okay, and click OK. So that is activated for the dashboard. Now let's bring in the sale price by city. So I'll just drag this and put it at the end. Don't worry if it looks like things are going to be messy. But the first thing I need to do is turn off the title because we don't need the title. The second thing is make this a floating entity, and then we will just kind of increase the zoom on this. So all right. So we want it in such a way that whenever we click on a state, this would appear and present that additional information for us or show us this bar chart. Okay, so now I want you to click on the bar chart itself, right? Click on it. Go to layout, click on control visibility, then turn on the hide zone with parameter. So once you turn that on, you can see that the entire bar chart will disappear. So we can click out, go back here. Now, the other thing I want you to do is use your maps as the filter so that whenever you click on a particular state, it would filter the bar chart to show you the cities in those states. So use as filter, and then come here, use as filter. So when I click on Texas, you could see that bar chart shows, and I can see all the cities in Texas. You could see Austin there, a very popular city in Texas. If I click on that again, it disappears. If I click on Florida, you can see all the cities in Florida. And if I click on anywhere on the chart, that bar chart disappears. So this is how we create a dashboard with dynamic zone visibility. Please do not forget to save your dashboard to Tableau Public, and you could use the name as US housing market median sale prices to save this dashboard to Tableau Public. Thank you for watching, and please do not forget to like and subscribe, as well as share this YouTube video with your friends out there. Thank you, and see you next time.